there is sorrow, there is holy ground.
Love always, Paula.
Okay, fool. Give us all your monies if you want to live.
But what if I don't care if I live?
Then we just shoot you and take all your monies, fool.
Now that would be a real bad idea, punk.
Foolish child. Had I not already been dead, you would have killed me. You have sinned in your heart, and you should pay.
Yeah, Jamal, do it, help me. You're on your own, Tito.
I suppose I should thank you for saving my life. On the other hand, I'm not so sure I want to live. I guess I'm lucky you came by.
It was not luck, Michael Holt. I was drawn by your thoughts. Self-murder is still murder, and murder is the province of the Spectre.
My wife is dead. Car accident just tore her out of my life with no warning. All the things I've done with my life, the money I've made, the achievements in sports and science, they're nothing without her. I don't know why I should live.
You remind me of a veteran acquaintance.
A friend I once had. His name was Terry Sloan. And one night, he also stood on a bridge. He had money, brains, everything. But he was bored. He was also rousted by some punks trying to stick him up. Kids who were trying to imitate their heroes, the gangsters of their day.
Spectre narrates the story of Terry Sloan, a man who had everything but grew bored with his perfect life. To combat this boredom, he became Mr. Terrific. Though semi-retired, Terry still met out with the Justice League and Justice Society. At one such gathering, he kept to himself, feeling inferior and humbled by mighty heroes like Dr. Fate and Spectre. Suddenly, an explosion struck, and Terry was found dead. However, the explosion didn't kill him. He was strangled, suggesting that the murder was one of his friends. It was later revealed that the Spirit King had merged with Jay Garrick, the original Flash. The Spirit King in Jay's body fled the scene.
Look, sudden death might be a part of your life. Like flying, running faster than sound, bending steel with your bare hands. My life isn't like that. Satellites in space, spiritual possession, that's not my life. It has nothing to do with me.
There is more. Listen, I was in my human guise doing what I know how to do. Be a policeman. It is something I do from time to time. Pretend I'm still alive. There was a commotion as I entered the room. The commotion came from outside of it.
Spectre hadn't been at the gathering when Terry Sloan was murdered. Jay Garrick, the original Flash, called all over the city to find Spectre, who promptly came to his aid. Jay explained everything to Spectre, the murder of Sloan and the involvement of the Spirit King. As the Spirit King merged with Jay's body and fled the JSA satellite, the rest of the members caught up to him at Stonehenge, where the Spirit King then merged himself with Dr. Fate. Spectre and Jay quickly headed to Dr. Fate's Salem Tower, anticipating a trap set by Spirit King. Upon their arrival, the Spirit King revealed that his true aim was Spectre all along, using Sloan's murder to draw him out. It was also revealed that the Spirit King had been taught by Shaitan, the devil, to increase his powers. Shaitan planned to use the Spirit King as a gateway into the world, and no living person could close it. In a typical Dark Age era fashion, Terry Sloan returned from the dead. Being a deceased being, he was able to close the gateway. The heroes destroyed the gate, and afterwards had a heartfelt conversation with Terry. Jay reassured him that having powers wasn't what made him special or heroic. It was Terry's heart that made him a true hero. This story gives birth to Mr. Terrific that we all know. However, we didn't get the iconic Fair Play sleeve until 2005 in JSA issue 76, debuting with the iconic Alex Ross front cover. Now getting on to the set pictures. We see Edi Gathegi suited up with a Maxwell Lord logo on his chest, but who is Maxwell Lord? Maxwell Lord is a complex character in the DC Comics universe, known for his roles as a businessman, manipulator, and sometimes a villain. His interactions with Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt, occur within the broader DC Comics storylines, and especially those involving the Justice League and the Justice Society of America. Maxwell Lord is initially introduced as a wealthy and influential businessman who helps to form the Justice League International. Over time, his character evolves, revealing a darker, more manipulative tendencies. In later storylines, Maxwell Lord gains telepathic abilities, which he uses to control and manipulate others, furthering his own agenda. Maxwell Lord becomes a significant villain in the DC universe, most notable in the Infinite Crisis storyline, where he attempts to control and eliminate the superheroes. One of the most direct correlations between Maxwell Lord and Mr. Terrific occur in the Checkmate series. Mr. Terrific becomes the White King of Checkmate, an organization that deals with global security and espionage. Maxwell Lord, on the other hand, often operates in opposition to heroes and organizations like Checkmate. During the Infinite Crisis event, Maxwell Lord's actions directly impact many heroes, including Mr. Terrific. As well, Maxwell Lord attempts to control heroes and further his own ends. Mr. Terrific, along with the other members of the Justice League and Justice Society, work to stop him. Both characters are known for their strategic minds and intelligence. However, while Mr. Terrific uses his intellect for justice and innovation, Maxwell Lord often uses his for manipulation and control. This sets up a natural opposition between the two, particularly in the stories involving large-scale conflicts and power struggles. While Maxwell Lord and Mr. Terrific do not have a direct personal relationship, their paths cross due to their involvement in major storylines within the DC universe. Maxwell Lord's role as a manipulative and often villainous figure puts him at odds with heroes like Mr. Terrific, especially in contexts like the Checkmate series and the Infinite Crisis storyline, where Mr. Terrific's commitment to justice and fairness stands in stark contrast to Maxwell Lord's more nefarious goals. So what could this mean for Mr. Terrific and Maxwell Lord in the Superman film? Well, a possible theory is that Mr. Terrific is working under Maxwell Lord's company, and he's still at the beginning of his superheroing career, and he's using Lord Tech to advance his career. Possibly Maxwell Lord is at this point in time seen as a hero, not a villain, as of yet.
Only I can properly deploy what remains of our resources.
Oh, please. Mr. Terrific can fill in. He's smart enough to do monitor duty and the Sunday Times crossword at the same time.
Go ahead, Jean. I'm already finished with the crossword.
You didn't make again, did you?
So what are Mr. Terrific's powers and abilities? Well, his genius-level intellect. Michael Holt is one of the strongest men in the DC universe, with an IQ of 192. He holds 14 PhDs and has an extraordinary attitude for learning and understanding complex subjects. Holt is in peak physical condition and has trained in multiple forms of martial arts, making him a formidable hand-to-hand combatant. T-spheres. These are multifunctional robotic spheres created by Holt. They can fly, generate holograms, projections, emit electric charges, hack into computers, servers, communication devices, and even act as cameras or projectors. They're a key part of his crime-fighting arsenal. Mr. Terrific has a unique technological ability to be invincible to all forms of electronic detection, including cameras and other surveillance devices. Holt also has served as the chairman of the Justice Society of America, demonstrating exceptional leadership and strategic planning abilities. Mr. Terrific's fair play motto adapts the fair play motto from Terry Sloan, which symbolizes his commitment to justice, fairness, and equality. This motto is prominently displayed on his costume. Holt believes in solving problems through intellect, reason, and science. He uses his technological innovations to fight crime and improve society. Despite his tragic past, Holt remains dedicated to using his abilities for the greater good, upholding a strong moral code in all of his actions. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate it if you give this video a like and a subscribe to the channel.
Fair play. It's more than just a slogan. It's a way of life. I believe in the power of intellect, in the capacity for humans to solve their problems through reason and science. But Most importantly, I believe in justice. Not just the kind you find in courts or enforced by the police, but true, fair justice that ensures everyone has a chance. Everyone is treated equally. That's what makes us human, and that's what I fight for.
This shit is hard.